Hello, making sure I'm in here and I'm on live. Welcome to anyone who's already joining in. We are on Facebook and YouTube. And I'm going to try to figure out getting my TikTok on here, I guess. But for now, this is where we are. I just wanted to come in and do a check-in. See how everyone's doing. Hi, Beth. I am just waiting for some people. Beth, so we know we're on YouTube. And I guess I'm on Facebook. I see myself on Facebook. Hello, Marissa. Hi. To anyone who's coming in, who's new, I've seen several new people coming in and joining the page. And I don't like the word followers, but following the page. So following the page. I'm so happy to see new people joining. Of course, the way we get more and more people is to share the word, share the work. Hello, Loretta and Felicia. Hello, and Kristen. Hi, welcome. So for those who are going to be on YouTube and those on Facebook, the comments don't cross over. So any comments that are on Facebook cannot be seen on YouTube. Any comments on YouTube can't be seen on Facebook. So if you see me talking to someone and you're not seeing the name, and it's because they're on one of the other platforms. Aw, I'm so sorry, Felicia. Michelle, who joins me in here all the time, Michelle, who comes in here and does readings with me, she lost her Frenchie this week. It's so sad. Another snore, of course. It's the other one you would hear snoring when she would be in here as well. So let's pray yours, little Yorkie Lola, gets her health issues figured out and that she's all good. Hi, Liz. Hello. And hello to everyone who listens, everyone who watches and listens to my lives or listens to all of my recordings and never comments, but are in the background. I know you're there. Thank you for being there. I really appreciate all of the support that is always given. So I just wanted to come in tonight and check in. I've been like 5 times today trying to record the August energy update, and it hasn't happened. And it's a heat wave here. We finally, and I'm not complaining because we have not had a nice summer here. I was listening to something the other day, like some sort of weather person in the central or eastern part of Canada somewhere. And he was talking about how no one in Canada should complain. Like they've had nothing but beautiful weather. Like we've had our share of every place, no matter which place, every province has had its share of good weather. And I'm just like, that's not a truth. You may see it in on your charts, but that's not a truth. I could probably count on one hand how many nice days we had in July, which is not normal for us. That is not normal at all. But anything like we barely had days over 20 degrees. And then this week, we had one or two, in maybe June or that peaked up in the mid 20s, but we finally hit like that 30 mark and it's finally really warm. Anyone who knows me knows that I need that heat and that sun. My body needs it. My whole well-being needs it. Some people don't do well in heat. I come to life in heat. I feel so much better. I don't know who's with me, who here is a heat person and who's not. And people will say, oh, wait till you go through menopause. I've been through perimenopause and I've been through menopause, and I can tell you I still love the heat. The only time I struggled with heat was when I had to take some really strong medications way back. And it was sun sensitive, and that was it. The rest of the times, I've been a I've been sun heat since I was a little girl. I just noticed my video just went a little wonky for a second. My eyes kind of look like they were in slow mo, or they're just going. So, so tell me how you feel about the heat. What it's like for you. Are you a heat lover or are you not a heat lover? Do you love the summer or are you someone who loves the fall or loves winter? I I have what they would technically call like seasonal disorder as well. So if it's gray skies or no sunshine for long periods of time, I fall hard. And so it affects me. It affects me hard. Uh, Felicia, I'd rather the heat all year than winter. Me too. Me too. And this has been one of my jokes about the move is I always had these little wishes like I someday I'm going to live in Sedona, Arizona. Like I love Sedona. I love any part of Arizona. I love Scottsdale. Like I love Arizona and I love being in Arizona. I love Vegas. Like I love anywhere there's desert heat. I love it. And I love the red rocks. I love the heat. And so I kept joking, I'm living in Sedona. Well, where do I end up? I end up in the beginning, so the beginning of the Badlands. So if you're familiar with Alberta, so not everyone here is from Alberta, not everyone here knows about Canada, not everyone here knows about Alberta, but this is the Badlands. So I'm in the beginning of the Badlands, and this is where kind of the more deserty. We have the hoodoos. We have that look of the of kind of the Sedona rock. Like we have that deserty feel and look. And if you go to Drumheller, you're going to be dead in the center. There's cactuses, like so we have some cactus here. We have snakes here, like, and we have a lot of that deserty kind of sand. So I'm like, that was kind of like God's trick to me was you ask for Sedona, but this is what you get. So it's like you get the kind of watered down version of Sedona. So I get the little mini hoodoos across from me. I get to see all of that, and I get the beauty and the awe of being in the valley and still being in Alberta. So I'm like, I guess I didn't specify exactly. No, I did. But this is God's joke back. You get chuckled at. We get chuckled at. We get laughed at in life a little bit about the things that we want. You love the heat as well. Right, Elsie? Yeah, like the heat is just so freaking wonderful. I have to say, Felicia, you love Drumheller? Almost went back this year again, but definitely will soon. Well, Felicia, if you happen to go back to Drumheller, um, my friends have an amazing store there called Trance, and it is a metaphysical store. And you often see Lindsay Burt in here commenting, and her and her sister Dee, they own a store there that's absolutely incredible. And then if you happen to come my way, you can see me as well. And hello to everyone who's joining in. Hello, Tammy. I'm doing a check in tonight. I just want to check in. You know, I love summer, but not too hot. Yeah, and I love it hot, right? And my mother loves fall. My mother absolutely loves fall. My husband loves fall. I start to feel like that kind of depressed state when I see fall coming. I'm like, what is there to love about fall? It's always looks like its death is on its way. It's the end of these beautiful flowers blooming. Everything begins to die, but it is the time of harvest. So fall also brings about harvest, reaping rewards. And so when we look at things in the seasons and the beauty of the seasons, there's a lot to be grateful and thankful for, but don't mean I gotta like it. So yeah, I love Halloween and fall until Halloween's over. Then right? Yeah, I like the little bit of decorating for Halloween, like a little bit like that. But I have one season. I like one season. And I used to love Christmas. I used to love Christmas and fresh snowfalls And when I would cook Christmas dinner and everyone would come to my house, or when I was a kid and everyone went to my grandmother's house, for me cooking Christmas dinner and having everyone come, that was always that was a highlight for me. I love to have that. And then when all of that changed, then it was like I don't enjoy it the same way. It's not the same. And of course, Christmas is very different for us now, because my grandchildren don't live close, and so yeah. So I used to have these little things that I would kind of be like my markers of what I would look forward to in a season. Uh, it should only snow Christmas morning and day, and and that should melt it and stay gone. I agree. Right? I agree. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. Uh, I'm happy tomorrow is Friday. Oh, Heather, it's been a long week. It has been a very long week. It's been, and the energy is a lot. The energy is a lot. I just, there's so many planets. I think it's like five or six. There's like, or five retrogrades happening. I think it's like four planets in retrograde, and then Chiron in Aries is in retrograde, which is not a planet, but it's like an asteroid or something. But we have all of this retrograde energy happening, and so it's definitely. And we've said from the beginning of July, anyone reading the energy updates, we said it was going to be a shit show for July, and it has gone out with a bang. We've had so much happening on a world scale, big earthquakes. There's been the tsunami warnings. There's been shootings. There's been so much, like more about trafficking, like everything has just been amplified in July, along with some good things. Of course, not everything is, but when we look at life, and I just see so many people that I love and know struggling, going through their challenges and their journey of life, and illness and sickness and passing. And it's like there's one thing that I do every day, and this is what I've done forever, for a long time, and I don't know where my original one is, somewhere in my stack, but I used to always wake up every morning, and now I do it more as a mantra, a gratitude list. Create a gratitude list, because when times are really kind of when times are really challenging, or when it's hard to see, the bright spots, gratitude list is the thing that brings brings us back into perspective. The things that we are thankful for, the things that could be, if things are challenging, things could always be even worse again. And it's like if we're struggling, say, with maybe a breakup, if somebody is struggling with a breakup and they think it's like the end of the world, yes, there's no comparison in the hurt or the pain people are feeling, but could things be a whole lot worse? Yes. What do we be grateful for? And what is there to be grateful for when something like that's happening? And it's to be grateful for the love and support you still have around you. Be grateful for the people you still have in your life who are there for you. To be grateful sometimes that a door closes, and that a truth was revealed, or somebody revealed the truth that they weren't really in love, or that they showed their true colors. Be grateful. Be grateful. And so there's always that sense of finding that something to be grateful for. And one of the things that I used to include in my gratitude list was I would always include people who have given me like a hands up, not a handout, but hands up. People that have supported me, people that's helped me get through hard times, or that has been there through challenges. And I would always just add them on my gratitude list and say, if the day ever comes when I'm in a position, or there is an opportunity for me to be able to repay what has been done, wherever it is, show me the way, give me the opportunity, provide the opportunity for me to be able to back, so that I can show the same appreciation and gratitude for what has been done for me. And when you start to see how many earth angels there are in our lives, or how many really good souls there are, or how many people there are there that support us, it's amazing how many more people are in our lives. But at this time, it's like everywhere I look or throughout people that I know, there's a lot of people going through hard times. And so, really know this: whatever you're going through, it is your journey. Nobody can walk it for you. And there's great empathy for that. But you are not alone, right? We're not alone in this. We're not alone in this world. We're not alone in our hurts. We're not alone in our pain. There is so many more. There's people who are like us. So when we kind of hide away or we think nobody will understand, and there's no, and we don't want to talk about it because people will not understand, or we want to, we've been told that we should keep that stuff all quiet and secret. No, once you reveal what you're kind of going through, you'd be surprised the love and support that is around. And I've always said I've kind of lived my life out loud. I've lived my life kind of really in the public. I've learned in my healing journey about oversharing. And that was something that was one of my trauma responses was always oversharing. And I've kind of had to recognize that in my life, but also not to be ashamed to tell your story, not to feel like you should, like, oh, well, somebody else got it worse. I don't want to be complaining, because how many times oh, don't be complaining. Don't go sharing that out there. Don't go airing your dirty laundry, like all of that stuff. And it's like, sometimes you don't have to air the dirty laundry, but you can sure fucking express what it is you're going through. You can express your pain without throwing people under the bus. You can express your truth without kind of calling up and out other people. That's not what it's about. And it's really truly that essence of where we can really see that we are not alone in this world. We're not alone in our journeys. We're not alone in what we're going through. And everyone has something, right? Everyone has something. But when I see so many people, you know, only kind of, when people only share the positives of their experience, it kind of makes it, when that's all people see is the positive of what people are going through, then they think, well, there's something wrong with me because I have all these negatives. I have all of these, things that are not working out for me. Whereas if we are authentic in our sharing, we share our vulnerability with limits, with a sense of regard for what it is and who it is we're sharing with, then, it's a sense of freedom, because we set ourselves free of thinking that we're alone or that we shouldn't. And that's coming up big time in all of this energy. It really is. It's coming up all over the place. And so today I'm sharing my joy because it's hot and it's sunny, and I'm loving it. And I love hearing about how everyone else feels about the seasons. And of course, in the medicine wheel, when we're working with the medicine wheel, we also work with the power of the medicine of the seasons, because the seasons have medicine as well. So they all have a purpose. I need to do these things. I need to do the things are stressful at, oh, I need to do this. Things are stressful at the moment. Ah, yes, Emma. Right? Like it just feels like there is a lot of extra stress around. So start that gratitude list. I'm telling you, it's going to make a difference, Emma. Create it. Go to the dollar store and get yourself dollar store journals. They're not dollar stores anymore, by the way. Like these are $4 journals. I've written, I don't know how many books. This is a book I just finished writing, actually. So I just finished writing a book in here. And this is the new journal, which I haven't even started yet. And then another journal. So get yourself a journal and start writing yourself a gratitude list. Every single morning, sit down and start writing what I'm grateful for. What I'm grateful for. And sometimes it's your freaking breath. If all you got to be grateful for today is your breath, but it's so easy to get caught up in the complacency of life. It's so easy to get caught up in complaining. It's so easy to get caught up in judgment. But all of those things are lower energies. And emanate, they let out into the world a lower frequency. It is not a high vibrating energy. Whereas if you start to write a new truth, you start to shift the energy. Be grateful that God give you another day, right? I thank God every day. Yes. Yeah, Elsie, that is such a good one. I always say, and I've said this for years, when I open my eyes and before, before you give yourself the opportunity to go, oh God, what's today going to bring? Before you start that, that's a habit. Those are habits. And you may have heard somebody say those things over the year. Complaining is a habit. Open your eyes and just go, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We don't even know what we're saying thank you for. Just thank you for the day. Thank you for another opportunity to try again today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And each and every morning when I wake up, that's the first thing that comes out of my mouth. And it's the first thought that I have. No matter how bad of my pain could be, no matter how tired I am, no matter how many animals are climbing over me, no matter what else is happening, there's still thank you. And that thank you goes a very long way. It really does. It starts your day. So if you start your day with a complaint, if you start your day with a dread, then it'll follow you. It will chase you kind of throughout your day. If you start it with a thank you, is that your feet hit the floor with gratitude already ignited. And you kind of start to seek more to be thankful for. And so when you're making your toast, when you're making your tea, your coffee, imagine how many people probably can't afford a freaking cup of coffee. Imagine how many people would love to be able to taste a coffee. Imagine, imagine the luxuries that we have around us that we don't see as luxuries. Imagine, because we compare it to what somebody else has, right? Too often, we don't see what we have as enough because we struggle with being enough syndrome, right? It's this thing of not enough and it's never enough. Consumption, consume, material world things, right? So if I don't have this, then it's not enough. If I don't have the most recent appliances, look at my kitchen. Look how outdated my kitchen is. Well, you could not have a kitchen. You could not have a kitchen because there's people living in tents on the street. And some people are not there because of addiction or because it's their fault. They're there because there is not enough money. They're there because there's no housing. They're there for many reasons. And so, to see ourselves in I'm gone pixely. Hold on. Okay. I'm back. I'm back again. So, so it's easy to get lost in comparison. It's easy to get lost in our inability to be able to see anymore because we just become accustomed to what we have around us, right? Like, so what we have, what we've had, and it's just like we just take for granted, I guess. You just take for granted the things that we have. So the influence of this energy is inviting us to really step into taking some really good looks at our what we have to be thankful for. And it's inviting us back into finding our way back into love and what it means to step into love and to step into that unconditioned love, that untainted love for life, love for our life, love for ourselves, a love and appreciation for who we are, a gratitude and appreciation for what we have around us that supports us, the people we have around. And then, of course, we have the Chiron in Aries, and that Chiron in Aries energy Now that's a different ballgame because Chiron is the wounded healer. And it's in Aries, but it's been there for a long time. I'm in Aries, I can tell you. We've been sitting here since like 2018. But this retrograde that we're in right now, this retrograde is happening from yesterday until like the beginning of the new year. And it is the unhealed healer, and it's inviting us to heal the unresolved. It's inviting us to keep looking for the medicines that is going to bring us into living our healthiest, happiest, best lives. And when I say medicine, I'm not talking about the prescriptions or anything like that. What I'm talking about is and not saying that's not important either, but it's like sometimes fresh air could be that. Sometimes it's what we free ourselves of. Sometimes it's healing the story. So there's nothing any greater of a medicine than healing your past, than healing the stories of the past, clearing up the energy, clearing the stories. And so the mythology, the basic mythology around the Chiron energy is it was the fight of the two brothers, and they were fighting, and they got into um and Chiron ended up being severely injured. But Chiron was told he couldn't die. You can't let yourself die. Like, you have to go find your medicine. So it is the hero's journey. And so it is the sense of having to go find the medicine. But every time he would find medicine, he would give that medicine away. Somebody else would need it. He would meet somebody who would need the medicine. So he would give the medicine away. And in the end, the gist of the story was he got back to his father, back to Zeus, and said, I don't have, where's the medicine? How come you're not healed? Why didn't you heal yourself? You were supposed to heal yourself. You went on a journey to heal yourself. How come you didn't heal yourself? And he said, because everyone else needed it. So I give it all to everyone who needed it. And he's like, but that wasn't, it was, you were told you'll go into this eternal kind of hell if you don't heal yourself. Like, there's such an importance to healing yourself. And his brother negotiated with the father to get him out and said, this is all in mythology, of course, that he was to be like free him because he was still doing good. Like, he helped everyone around the way. So is that not in some way healing himself? And in the process of helping others, he also was healing his selfishness. He was healing his what could he have been healing? He was healing like parts of himself that really truly needed healing. And through the reflection of others, through his ability to give and to be in the gratitude that others were showing him, that he was starting to understand and appreciate gratitude, and to appreciate his life, and to appreciate the life of others, and the value of community, and the value of people. And so in the end, it was Chiron was freed and Chiron was healed. And so it is the journey of really finding the best qualities of herself and bringing them to life, and no longer hiding the self that is kind of, being told that you can't be that. That's weird. You can't be this. You can't be that. You got to be this certain way. So, but it's about healing the wounds, the wounds that then hurt people. And when hurt people stop hurting people, then that's when the medicine begins to take place and gratitude and love start to awaken. And so when we stop hurting each other, and when we come into a deeper understanding with love, and that's what some of this energy, I know that's a kind of a wonky way to explain it, but that's some of the energy that we have happening right now. And so, and so it's also really truly, this energy is really asking, it's slowing us down and telling and giving and making us take a good look at our lives. What are we not, what are the unhealthy choices and decisions? What are the things that you keep repeating and doing that is not serving your highest good, but you keep repeating? What is the things that that if you made a change, if you were to change this one thing, it could really truly enhance your life, but you choose not to. And you tell yourself, I can't because it's too hard. It's not too hard. It's just easier to keep doing what we're doing. And that's how we keep, radical self-honesty is to be honest with ourselves. So when people say to me, I would love to be able to do that, but it's just too hard. I'm like, no, it's not too hard. It's not that it's too hard. It's not easy, but it's not that it's too hard. It's just easier to keep doing what you're doing. And the thing that you're doing is the thing that's actually the hardest on the body. It's the hardest for you. And it takes more out of you than it gives to you. But if you were to make a shift in that habit, that pattern, then you would be giving back to your life. You would be enhancing your life. But instead, we keep doing the things and repeating and trying to convince ourselves that it's good for us or that I like it. I like it. No, it's not a like. It's that it's a habit. It's a comfort zone. And it's hard to move out of comfort zone. So we're going to be called up and out of our comfort zones and just saying, you got to look yourself in the mirror, mirror on the wall, right? And it's being radically honest with self is really coming up right now. And it's like, blah, as always, so hard. I got a blue tongue. Sorry, guys, I got a blue tongue. I'll tell you why in a minute. Elizabeth. I'm wondering if I should walk away from my partner after 14 years. I'm tired of feeling alone in a relationship. I'm going to tell you this, Elizabeth. Nobody can give you the answer to what to do. And the reason why is because we are sovereign beings. What we can do is really question the loneliness, question who you are in that relationship and how that relationship is serving you. And what is it about that relationship that keeps you holding on for 14 years? What is it you continue to hope for? And you hope that somebody else can provide that for you when maybe it is you that need to provide what you want somebody else to give to you. Right? And so can you, should you go? Should you stay? Who knows? What will happen if you go? Life will change. Life will be different. There's no doubt. Will it be better? This is what you have to remember. The person you'll be taking out of the relationship would be you. And so if you continue this, your own thoughts, your own habits, your own patterns without making shifts and changes, you'll find yourself in the same kind of environment with different faces and different people. You'll find yourself repeating the same things. You'll hear yourself saying the same thing over and over. First and foremost, find you, fall in love with you, and become everything that that you need to be for your future you. And you will know when you are making all of the right decisions and choices for you, and that you are no longer alone or lonely with yourself. There's just this point that you just wake up and you go, oh yeah, I need to move forward. Or, oh yeah, it was never this person. So is this person a reflection of you in some way? Is the person emotionally unavailable? And are you emotionally unavailable? Was this a comfort when you went into this relationship 14 years ago? Here's the other thing, Elizabeth. You are not the same person you were 14 years ago. And this person may not be the same person they were 14 years ago. We keep trying to create and live from the versions of ourselves that began those relationships. But the relationship and the person in the relationship evolves or should be evolving. And when people say, oh, I don't like that you have changed, you should be saying, I'm so happy to see you make changes. I'm happy to see you grow. I'm happy to see you evolving. And so there may be an out of balance in who's growing and who's not. And so you already know how you feel about this partner. You already know what it feels like to walk inside of your home, Elizabeth. You already know all of those things. And so what kind of feeling do you want to feel 5 years from now? If you were to be walking in through the door of a home, of a place 5 years from now, if you were to be sitting at the table looking across from someone, what do you want to feel? And how do you want that relationship to be? And if it's an emotional if it's to have more emotional connection, maybe you too will have to look at your emotional availability, and being able to be, letting yourself fully be vulnerable and emotional and communicate and open up and say what you need to say what you're feeling, say what you're feeling without projecting onto another that it is their fault. It's like, you make me feel this way. No, no one creates our emotions but ourselves. No one. It's our emotions. And so my emotional response is something that I'm creating because there is an unmet need. Who's not meeting my needs? Is it the person or is it myself? So this is self not meeting your needs. So if you have needs that are not being met, ask yourself why you're not meeting your own needs. And when you start to recognize that having to meet your own needs sometimes means having to make changes. And those changes sometimes will lead to a change in environment, a change in home, a change in location, a change in jobs, a change in people in your life. Um, and so I know that's like a long question. It's not, because it's not that simple. It's not a yes or no, but when it becomes a hard yes or a hard no to you, then you know it's time to really move forward. Um, and so, yeah, so I can tell you that there is a sense of still looking at the relationship from where you were 14 years ago, and still comparing that relationship from 14 years ago. And it's not. Things have evolved, things have changed. And I want you to look at your relationship from today and look at where you want to be in 5 years, Elizabeth, and just what kind of feeling do I want to feel when I open the door? And if I do, then I'm going to have to make those changes inside of myself so that I am a magnetic connection to meeting people who are that same energy, because if not, I'll just keep going back to the same type of situation. So, and you'll know, start asking yourself the hard questions and allowing yourself to answer them. And you'll know, Elizabeth, exactly what you'll need to do. But you have free will. Everyone has free will. And you have to know that your free will is the version of you that will have to make that answer for you. Yeah. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, yes, I have all kinds of stuff happening. You are so welcome, Elizabeth. So, so welcome. I didn't pull no cards, Wendy. I haven't touched the cards at all. Cards are down there. We're talking energy. Where are the babies? Jazzy, Phoebe, Luna, and Maisie. So, so her name was going to be Mazzy, like the song, like the singer. And then during messaging and talking to people, it just became Maisie. And so, yeah, so she's Maisie. I don't know where they are. Well, Phoebe is outside on the back deck because she couldn't go out there all day and she was quite cranky about that. Jazzy had to take a pain medication because she's got an infection in her jaw. So she's over there crashed on the floor. And the kittens were here. Oh, they're crashed on a chair. I see legs over on my dining room table and they're just like hanging over the edges of the chairs on the dining room table. That's where they all are today. I know my jazzy girl needs dental surgery, but here in Alberta, her dental surgery will probably be, I don't know, close to $3,000. It's crazy expensive, and so she takes some pain meds and stuff, but she's 12 and she's lost a lot of teeth, but I don't have $3,000 for my, and I'm manifesting it. It's in my wishes that Jazzy can have the dental surgery and she can go around with no teeth and she can live to be like 20. Hello, Lisa Star Francis. You don't need to pull cards to give fabulous messages. This I know is true. Yes. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. So, a few of my friends always will say to me, I don't know why you even pull out the cards, because you don't need no cards. And it's because I'm a channel and because I channel these messages. Yes. Thank you. Yes, thank you, thank you. I it will come. It will come. She will get it. It will be there for her. Okay. Energy. Hi, Anne. Hello, everyone. Hello, MJ. You made it for a few minutes. Yay. So, is anyone else feeling this retrograde energy? Do you feel like you're going one step forward and 10 steps back? Like it is, I've been trying for days to get stuff done. Hey, oh, I know. So, if you're in Alberta or if you're anywhere and you would like to come, we have a more than existing event happening. It's hosted by my more than existing company. And so it is myself and a couple of my amazing friends. And I can't bring all of my friends to speak because we just don't have enough time in the event. But there's going to be some amazing speakers and there's going to be some vendors and it's going to be an evening wellness, wine, and woo woo event happening in Camrose, Alberta. And so we will be having several hours of conversation. We're going to have wine. We're going to have, I can't even say it, the meat and cheese platter things, the fancy ones. Going to be some fancy finger foods happening. There's going to be some vendors there with their products. There's going to be amazing women speaking, and it's going to be at the hotel. It's going to be at the Camrose Casino and Resort Hotel in Camrose, and that is going to be happening. And I am so excited. I hope to see so many women come and join us there. It is for women only. It is 18 and over. And I can't wait to actually meet people and see people and to be out in that kind of event again. I've been out in my mediumship events. I've been teaching workshops. And this is a conversation. This is speaking, this is letting our hearts spill out and sharing our messages and what our messages are. And of course, having some laughs, but we're also going to be spending like a whole hour answering some questions from the audience, and whether it's intuitive guidance, whether it's a message people are looking for from spirit. We're going to have a message box and we're going to ask people to put their messages in the box. And then for like the last hour or a little over an hour, we're going to be answering those questions, and we're going to be answering the questions. We're going to pull names from the box and answer questions. And so that's all going to be happening October the 25th. Now, I will put out the list of the speakers. I will add the vendors. All that stuff will come. But the event is on Eventbrite, and it's also on my website. And it's also on this page. Go check it out. You can purchase a table of 6, or you can purchase your individual tickets. I can't wait. I can't wait to see people. I can't wait to be amongst amazing women and to have some beautiful conversations and have a few cheers. And of course, there's non-alcohol drinks as well. We'll have tea, coffee, water. The bar will be open, so there will be pop, whatever it is. And so that's happening, right? The old cha-cha, that that retrograde dance. Yeah, I've been cha-chan with this retrograde dance. I've been like 3 days trying to edit the vendor's contract to send over to Lisa for her to kind of fluff pretty it up. And I haven't got it done. But I've been very busy with emailed readings. Oh my goodness. Emailed readings have become like the big hot item on my website. Overwhelming number of people are purchasing my emailed readings. I love doing the emailed readings, and what it is, you order the emailed video reading, and it's 2 card, 3 card, or 5 cards, and then they are emailed out to you and sent to you. And there's a spot that you can put a note in there if there's a specific question you want me to look at. I always say it's not about mediumship, it's about guidance, it's about support, whatever it is you need. And so you can ask a question in there, and yeah, see, Dealey, that's awesome, right? And so those emailed readings are just like flying off the shelf. It's so crazy how many people are purchasing them, buying them. I love doing them. They do take a few days to send out the email to you with the link for you to listen. You can save your video. Yeah, highly recommend them. This whole year has been a mess. Everyone around me is just off and having struggles. Yes, Kim, this whole year. And we said that in the yearly at the beginning of the year, that this year will be like a shit show. Like there will be so many things. And people had always been saying, oh my God, like 2025 is the year. That's it. It's going to be the year. Everything is going to turn around. Everything. We're like, no, the kind of ending and beginning were all kind of intertwining into 2025, and that 2025 would not be the easiest. Now the shift is beginning now, like we're going to start to see a bit of a shift, but the big kind of turnarounds begins now. By the time we go into fall and winter, we're starting to see some come arounds. I got so many people in my life that are just going through like treatments and challenges. It's just crazy. But I also have a lot of people who are really finally coming up for air, and their lives are making shifts and changes in good ways. And so we're going to start to see that shift coming in more to the end of the year. And then 2026 is bringing in kind of a whole new, it's like a whole new deck of cards. That's what it's like. It's a whole new deck of cards. And you get to kind of shuffle those cards. And it's like not every hand is going to be the best hand, but there's an opportunity for some really good changes. And 2026 is going to be bringing that around. Yes. So Carla, who's super excited, she is going to be a vendor with her amazing products as well. Oh, thank you, Deely. Deely says, I'm always point on. Totally recommend the emailed readings. Yes. Um, and so, yeah, there's going to be that shift. But like Kim, it definitely has been. But it's, you know what the positive is? Here's the positive. You know what the real positive is, guys? The real positive is that it has pushed us. It has pushed us out of our comfort. It has pushed us to fight. It has pushed us to stand up. It has pushed us to open our eyes. It has pushed us to look at different perspectives. It has pushed us to see the world in a much broader scope. It has pushed us to question. It has pushed us into curiosity. It has elevated us. It has grown us. It has taken us to finding strength and courage that we didn't know we had before. Those are all the things that this year has given to us. These are the gifts. These were the blessings that it has given to us. We have found something inside of ourselves that we probably were being a little bit dormant, probably a little let down. The whole experience or the whole COVID thing, it robbed a lot from us. It took a lot from us. And now we're in this process of where we're finding our voice again. We're finding our strength. We're finding our courage. We don't so easily just accept shit. We don't just so easily just accept things at face value. It's like now it's more obvious that if we're like when we're told one story and then they change the story and it's like, oh, just wipe your memory and pretend like you didn't hear that. Well, we can't unhear it. We can't unhear it. We can't unsee it. We have a greater value and appreciation for life. We have a greater value and appreciation for the people in our lives. We are more connected and making bigger and deeper connections. We are placing value upon our personal space and upon our properties and what matters. We are questioning the things such as trying to lock us down, close us in. One of the things that I'm going to say that people should really, really be questioning is these 15-minute limit cities and stuff. Like you can only exist and live in this 15-minute diameter, like this area in cities. Question that. That's called control. And so there's just areas in our lives of where we're saying, I just can't accept that. I just don't see that. And the things that we would have just not even noticed before and could just swoop over our heads and just, don't matter because we're just too busy. It's okay. We're feeling the effects and we know the effects. And now we're not so easily led. We don't just so easily accept. So more and more people are awakening, more and more people are aware, and more people are healing, and more people are looking for something more and seeking out the light. And that's the big changes that's the big beautiful things that we have found this year everywhere. And of course, we still got the distractions, and people are distracted, and people want things right now. We want the instant gratification. Healing is not an instant gratification. One card, one message from a loved one, one little thing is never going to be enough to be the things that changes us. It is the stepping stones, and it's the stepping stones that are that that beginner journey. And when we take one step forward, and then we take the next step forward, and then the next step, before we realize it, we're moved forward, and we're moved forward in our lives. And so there is forward movement that's taking place. And so, yes, ma'am. Yes, 15-minute cities are a no, no, no. Absolutely. It is not a good thing, and no one should let themselves be sold on that. And right, it's just not. And the other big issue is trafficking. Like, really, the value on human life and what human the everyday people matter. And it's been my mantra, it has been my thing, it is. And that's why the everyday goddess, that's why more than existing, the everyday person, you should think for yourself, you should question, you should be curious, and really recognizing that everybody matters. Everyone matters. Everyone is significant, and everyone has a purpose to why we're here. And it's not always some big grand purpose, but we all complete the big story, and we all matter to in the bigger picture. And so the value on life matters. And where we see a lack of value on life is sometimes in the area of where life should be valued the most. And it's like we should never be too busy that we can't treat people with dignity. Respect is earned, but dignity, we should never be too busy. We should never look at another and not show some sort of dignity. Thank you. I don't know where it's all coming from, but we're here. Okay. Energy wise, these are the ones people don't stick around for. Do you notice that? These are my videos that I watch people come and go, and people don't stay because I'm not choosing a card. But yet, when you're hearing these messages come from me, they're coming from my guides. These messages are no different than me holding a card up for you and there being a card on the screen. These messages come from my guides. When I hear sit down and go live, I have no idea what I'm about to speak about. I have no idea of what's about to come out. I'm hearing some of this stuff sometimes for the first time, and I'm getting like these little ahas if I sometimes share with you guys. And I'm like, oh, that's good. That's good. I got to remember that. And then it's gone out of my mind as soon as I'm done. And then when I'm finished, I don't remember anything I just told you. And that's the way my work is. So if you have a session with me within, an hour or so, I don't know. I don't know. Within a half hour, I don't know. It's gone. And if you've ever been to my workshops and you say, oh, can you repeat that? And you'll hear me say, no, I can't repeat that. I don't even know where that just came from. I don't even know what I just said. And I'm like, ask somebody. Can somebody else give that message? I know. I think that's my internet. Can you still hear me though? Am I still there? Am I still there? Okay. So let's get back on track a little bit here. So I have about 5 more minutes, and I got my charger left outside because I've been outside working all day. So I got like 5 minutes left on my computer life. MJ, yep. I asked that once. Oh my God, that's funny. Okay, am I back? It's my internet is being so wonky tonight. This was this great internet they promised me that I would have no problem with. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up having to pay out a 3-year contract for internet and still have to get Starlink. And I'm running off of 2 internets in our house. I have my husband's, uh, I have my husband's Telus box thing that he has for his truck. I have that in the house. And then so he has nothing in his truck. And then I have internet that I purchased that was supposed to be good. They promised me it would be good. It's not so good. And so sometimes I have to run off my phone. And I should have listened to myself because I was going to go with Starlink, but Starlink was just a little more expensive at the time. But it is the one thing, and I don't care what anyone thinks about the person or whatever. But when you live in an area where you don't have access, I don't have access to being hooked up to town water. I don't even have a well. I have a tank in the ground, right? I have a sewer system. I have RV toilets in my house so it conserves the water. It uses less water. Ceramic ones, but they're still RV toilets. I don't have the luxury to just have any internet, right? And so Starlink is the one that can give and provide the service that is needed. And I should have listened to myself. So it looks like it's going to be costly for me, but yeah. So yeah, I'm back now. Okay. So last few minutes. Does anyone have a question about something you would like for me to talk about? Is there something that's coming up? Is there something that's been curious about that's been continuing through this energy? What's been going on? And we're in Leo season, we're in fire. And then in August, we'll go closer to the end, we're going to go into Virgo. But some of this retrograde energy, planets don't actually slow down. They don't go in reverse. Planets don't actually start spinning backwards. That's not what happens at all. But how planets influence is planets have their own identity, and when they kind of get in a mood, when they get in a mood, then it affects our astrological sign or the placement of our signs or the houses of where it is. And so we feel the effects of the energy. So it's all energy and everything is energy. I'm dying of heat here. So does anyone have a question for me? Like something specific that you would? I am going to record. A couple weeks ago, I asked if anyone had anything they wanted me to record and speak about. And somebody mentioned spirituality, the link between spirituality, menopause, and like menopause and premenopause and the spiritual connection. So I have been preparing that one. And then somebody else give me another one, and I've been preparing that one as well. So hopefully in the next week or so, I'll get those recorded and those will go on YouTube. Hey, Kevin, I'm contemplating whether or not to do a healing circle for the 8-8 portal. So for myself, for the 8-8 portal, because the portal energy is now open. So we are feeling the Lion's Gate energy, and it's that door of passing. It's like what we want to leave behind, what we want to close the door on. So one good thing to look at is, what is it that you want to really close the door on? What is it that you finally want to have resolved and not have to revisit going forward? What are those things that you just want to have done? And so it doesn't have to be fully cleared. You don't have to do it, but is setting that intention, right? Really setting that intention to what it is that you really want to have cleared. And so I love Lion Gate energy. I love the 8-8 portal energy. I love the fact of doing any like sort of rituals or any sense of, even if it's so something as simple as going outside, taking a stick into the ground and drawing a big spiral, and just start muttering out, start spewing out what it is that has been frustrating you, what it has that has been challenging you, what it has that's been standing in your way, what it is that you're just so done dealing with. and that you want some sort of answers. You don't want it to be the things that go into your year. Bring the spiral all the way into the center. And when you get into the center, pause, take a moment, and just say, I'm ready to close the door. I'm ready to close the door on this. I'm ready to let the past be the past. I'm ready to move beyond this. I'm ready to make any changes that I need to make. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to guidance. I'm open to support. And then start going out, back out of the spiral. Leave, leave in the center what it is. Drop all of that energy of what you're surrendering in the center and just leave it in the center. I always take a little stone, and it's just like walking a labyrinth, and just drop a stone, place the stone down in the middle, or whatever it is, your worry stone, your stress stone, place it in the middle and begin to spiral out. And as you spiral out, you start to feel the freedom. The doors close and you're in this new energy. It's like you've got room to breathe. You got space now, and this is going to begin to open up. You've left everything in the center, and you're willing to trust and move out of this, and then just drop, and then just say thank you, show the gratitude, show the love, and just begin to walk free, walk away. And you can take the whole spiral and just bury it all in, or you can leave it. I trust my intuition on what I'm doing, but that is something that you can do, and it is powerful. It's a powerful technique. It's something that really helps, and it does make a difference. So I'm on the fence. I'm thinking about doing something for the 8/8, thinking about doing a healing circle, an online healing circle. I haven't done one in a while. I'm just asking if I have the energy, because I'm also teaching a class right now. So, and along with the rest of my students. So along my clients and my work. So yeah. Yes. So I have time for, I think, one more. I have 12 minutes left. 12 minutes left. My charger's outside. You are so welcome, Kevin. Anyone else that has a question? Type fast. Okay. I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing any more questions come up. I will be back in. I will be back in the next few days to do some readings for everyone. Don't worry, I'll be back. So I'll be back to do some readings and pull some cards for people, do some live readings. In the meantime, my appointment book is open. It's open for bookings. You can also you can also purchase the emailed readings. Like I said, they are very popular right now. If you're purchasing and it runs into a weekend, I don't send out on the weekend. They will come out on the following business day. But there's also a little spot in the notes where you can ask a question. Those are available. I have the big event happening in Camrose. I don't have my other events booked yet. We're trying to figure out animals. And so the fact that I have my senior dog and my one cat who has separation anxiety, leaving home for long periods of time, I have to have someone who can stay at the house with my animals. And my husband works on the road. So we don't really have all of that figured out. So I can't really plan too much far distance, but I will get some mediumship events going, and I'm going to put another mediumship online event up as well. I'm going to do another online mediumship event also, but I'll be back to do some free readings here again in the next couple of days. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for always being here. Please feel free to share my page, share out my work, share my YouTube videos, share it all. I just share it. It's like, I need to be able to grow these pages. I have been stuck in the algorithm for a long period of time right now. and it's like a cat and mouse game that I'm playing. So, yeah, I send you so much love. Thank you for being here, and have a beautiful night. And I'm going now because I am sweating and the computer is dying. Much love. Bye bye.